Hey y'all, it's Stacy with Wilshire Collections. Come on in, tell me hello. I have got a lot weighing on my heart and my mind today, and I am feeling very led to come on here and chat with you guys, kind of let you in, fill you in on what's going on. And I owe you guys an apology as well. So come on in, tell me hello. I am excited to chat with you guys today, but I also would be lying if I didn't tell you that I'm nervous. I do not get nervous very often before lives, but I think the fact that I have nerves is proof that this is what I need to be doing today. And I don't know, I'm sure you guys have experienced this with something in your life where I woke up this morning, had some things really heavy on my mind and my heart, and I just feel God tugging at me that I needed to talk to y'all. I needed to share. I needed to let you guys in a little bit. And I've been trying to kind of push it down all day, and then was messaging with Kelly and kind of telling her what was going on. And I'm like, I feel like I need to come on. And she was like, you do. So here I am. Hello, Teresa. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Julie. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Tanya. And I don't want y'all to get like scared or nervous. Like, I'm fine. This is nothing like, whatever. But it's just time to have a little chat. And there's just times where I feel like I need to do this. And this is one of those times. Hi, Tanya and Melissa and Lisa. Thank you guys for being here. If y'all will share this video too, that would be amazing. So some of our friends can find us here and come chat with us, because you know what? It's fun to craft. It's fun to decorate and whisper shop and do all the things. But sometimes we just got to have some good old fashioned, like heart to heart chats, Hello, you guys. Oh, Joyce, I know we had so much fun last night. Last night we had our, DC, the Decorating and Creating Community, our creative Christmas party, which was so fun. It was a great night. We had a lot of friends on Zoom. The other ones were watching on Facebook. We made a really cute project. I posted a picture this morning, so y'all have to go check it out. Hi, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. But it was such a fun night. Always fills my cup and is just so good for my soul to be with the DC girls. And last night, lots of laughs. Kelly and I, we laughed even after the live was over, just rehashing some of the funny things that happened. So it was really a great night. So thank you guys for that. Okay, so this is just going to be a little bit of a vulnerable chat. Okay, this is what we call story time with Stacy. This is whatever. Grab you a cozy throw, Wilshire one if you have it. Grab you a cup of coffee, a glass of water, some tea, whatever. Like cozy in, and we're just going to chat. Okay, like we are friends sitting across the table, sitting across the couch, sitting across the living room, whatever the case may be. And we're just going to chat. Okay. Some of y'all know a little bit, and some of you probably don't. I know I've opened up more to the DC probably than I have here on the page, but there's a lot that has been going on, happening, whatever, behind the scenes, and I've just been feeling the weight of a lot of things, and I'm just ready to share a little bit with you guys. So some of y'all know, because it's kind of been a joke around here. Well, I like to pick a word of the year. So every year I pick a word of the year that's kind of my focus word, intention word, etc. And so at the end of 2024, going into 2025, I picked the word balance, because I was looking for more balance in my life, right? The work-life balance, just juggling all the things, feeling pulled in all these directions. And that was my word of the year. And I felt so good going into 2025. And then the year started off with pivots, and lots of pivots. And I know some of y'all were here when I had my surgery, but then it got rescheduled, and then I had surgery, and then Kelly had emergency surgery and was very, very sick and in the hospital. And all that was kind of happening at the same time. That was the first of the pivots. Okay. We got through that, and y'all were amazing. And you guys were such prayer warriors and so supportive. There was so much that went on during that time where, everything had to be rescheduled, and there was just a lot of moving pieces to all of that happening, but we got through it, but I guess what I didn't know then, that was going to be the first of many pivots that were coming my way in 2025. And I don't know about y'all. I have spoken to so many other friends, family members, etc., who have just been through it this year in more ways than one, okay? And that's going to look different for everybody. And I want to start by saying, like, I have so many blessings to count, so many. And I never want to diminish those blessings, but it doesn't mean that amongst the blessings, there are not still hard things going on. And literally, it kind of became a joke with myself and my team that this is the year of the pivot, because we just felt so many things, y'all. We have just been thrown a lot of curveballs behind the scenes. There's been some really hard business stuff that has happened. There's been some hard decisions that I've had to make regarding the business. We felt the weight of the world. We felt the shift in economy. We felt how hard it is for not just me or not just someone on my team or whatever. So we felt all of that. But then beyond that, there's just been a lot with people close to me in my life. And the hard thing about this and this kind of job and whatever, I'm so open and transparent with y'all. And I hope you know, like, I try to show up and be real and authentic, but also it's not my business or my right or my whatever to blab other people's problems, other people's whatever. And so, yes, it's been a year, right? It's been a very hard, and y'all, if you're feeling this too and you feel comfortable, put it in the comments, because there is something to be said about feeling like you're not alone, right? And so if you feel like you've been walking this year and it's been hard for you, you are not alone, okay? You're not alone. Hi, Summer, thank you. Yeah, we all feel things for everyone, and that's why it's so heavy. Yes, like, listen. And we know, we get your emails and your stories and your, reasons for having to cut back on things. Like, we know how hard this year has been for so many people. But anyways, like, so what I was saying was, things that are going on with other friends, family members, etc., that is not my news to share. That is not something that I can share. But within my friends and family, we've had a lot of health scares this year. We've had diagnoses. We've had injuries. I've seen some of people that I'm closest to really going through it this year. And when those things are happening, y'all know, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm an empath. I feel all the feels for everybody else. And it's so hard when I see other people. What is happening? Oh my gosh. Sorry, we have a troll. I feel like I have not had one of those in forever either. Okay, I think he's gone. Anyways, gosh, that Joel got me all caught off guard there, wanting to send people money. Don't let Joel send you money, you guys. He's a scam artist. Anyways, and so, there's been a lot going on. We sent our son off to college. That is one thing that I did share with you guys, but I try to keep my children's lives as private as possible. He's doing great. He's thriving. He's living his best life. But anyone who sent a kid off to school for the first time, he's my oldest, you know how that is. And so that's been hard. That's been an adjustment. Our youngest son is more social than all of us combined, and he's busy with basketball. And, a lot of times Anthony and I feel like we're already over here being empty nesters, and so that's been a lot to navigate. But with the different things that have happened with friends and family and people being sick and being in hospitals and emergency surgeries and diagnoses and things that I'm not really at liberty to talk about, it's very, very hard when you have so much going on in your personal life to show up and to show up as your best self and to always put your best foot forward. And, oh, thank you, Brooke. I can't see your whole comment. I'll read it later, but thank you. I know so many of y'all can feel this and relate to this. And I think that that's why, like, when I haven't spoken on it all year, like a little bit to the DC, like they've known a little bit, but I've kept so much of this in. But this morning, as I'm sitting here drinking my coffee and just thinking about it and praying, reflecting, I'm like, there is someone out there that needs to hear this, and that needs to hear that they're not alone if they're feeling these feels this year and right now. And I have felt alone at times, where it just, how it just sometimes feels like one thing after another. And like I said, there's still so many blessings, I'm here, my family's here, like so much to be thankful for. So please hear me. And I know we all have our struggles. We all have our things. But what I'm saying is, it's been hard for me this year to show up as my best self. And what has happened is I've put up a wall, and I have put a guard up that I have not had up in a very long time. And I felt it. I have felt it so much, where I still love what I do. And I want y'all to know that. I truly do. I love what I do. I love being here with you guys. I love everything about my business. I truly do. But it's been harder because I've been putting up walls, because I feel like, and I know y'all never expect perfection at all, but I feel like when I show up, you guys are here for me to spread joy. You are here to get ideas to whatever. And so I feel like I could be having the worst, day, but the minute I turn on the camera, y'all are not here to see me cry on the daily. You're not here for me to be like, oh, whoa, this and that. Like, I want to be here to spread joy. And so I've had to just power through in a lot of ways, okay? And I don't like it. I don't like it. I miss just being more my true, authentic self. I miss letting you in on the real, the raw, the vulnerable, but also keeping the privacy of the people that I love. Like, it is hard. And listen, this is the life I chose. This is the life I chose to be. And I hate to say public. I'm not like a public figure, but I am. I'm putting my life out onto the internet. I'm putting my family, my home, my whatever. This is the life I chose, and I wouldn't want it any other way. But it comes with it's just a weird territory. It's a weird territory. And I am trying to break down those walls. And I will tell you guys, y'all know, I'm sure most of you know, I've been writing a book. And the funny thing about writing that book is that idea was laid on my heart. I see all y'all's comments. Thank you so much. I'll read them all later. I know I'll bawl. I did bring some tissues because I was like, this probably ain't gonna be good. But writing that book was laid on my heart a couple years ago, and I kind of squashed it, kind of sat on it, whatever. I had told Anthony and my team like a year ago about the idea, or over a year ago. And they were like, do it. And I didn't. I didn't squash it, but I just sat on it, whatever. And then this year, when I was like, okay, you know what? The time feels right to write this book. There was this big part of me that was like, Stacy, you're having one of your most personally challenging years that you've had since 2018, 2019, which I'll talk about all that in the book. But why right now? Like, I did question myself, like, why? But I'm telling y'all, God was telling me, this is the time you need to write this book. And writing that book was the most therapeutic thing that I have done for myself in so long. And I don't care if one person reads it. Actually, I do. I hope all y'all read it. But if for some reason you don't, it was good for me to go through my journey, go through every single thing that led me from there to here, right? I've had my business since 2013. That's a long time. I'm going on 13 years, and there's been a lot that has happened and whatever, but writing the book has been so therapeutic. The book, you'll see, it's not exactly chronological, but it does kind of follow a timeline. And I got to 2025, and I'm like, okay, how am I supposed to end this book on a happy note and on a whatever, like when this has just been so hard and challenging. And so, yeah, it's like writing a journal or a diary. It's like getting it out of your head and onto paper and whatever. There's just something so therapeutic about it. And so anyways, I get to the last chapter and I was nervous to sit down and write it because I'm like, I'm not sure how to navigate these feelings. But y'all, when I tell you that writing that chapter about pivots and about finding purpose in your pivots was the most eye-opening and just therapeutic is the best word that I know how to describe it, thing for me to do. Because here's the thing, and without spoiling anything about the book, the chapter, whatever, like, God is the author of our story, okay? And a lot of times when these kind of things are happening, we don't know why. We don't understand why. You know, I'm sure as much as I love and trust in God, we all have those moments like, really? Really? Come on now. You just did something to me last week. Can't we just whatever this week? You know, like, it's hard not to do that, right? But he is the author of our stories. He's the one that holds the pen. And we have to trust that there's purpose in everything that's happening, right? And we may not see it now. Maybe we won't ever see it, but there is. And not only that, he's directing our paths. And I think by writing this book just in general, but especially kind of, you know, when I got to the end, it was just such confirmation for me that I'm still right where I need to be, right? I'm right where I need to be. I'm walking in my calling. I'm living my purpose. I know I'm having an impact, just like y'all are having an impact on me more than you'll ever know. And you're going to see all that too. But anyways, this isn't even about the book. This is not about the book. Thank you guys. So I can't wait for y'all to read it. But yes, there's growth in our hard times. The point is, my eyes are being opened more into the reasons behind some of these hard things this year and how I'm handling those things. But one thing that, you know, I always do this time of year where I'm like, what do I want to leave behind? What do I want to carry forward for 2026? What's my word of the year going to be, etc. So my apology to you guys, and I don't know, maybe some of y'all are like, no, we haven't even noticed. And maybe some of y'all probably have that know me better, is that I don't feel like I've been able to show up all the time. I'm not saying every time, as my true, real, authentic self with the guard down, with the wall down. Like, I'm still the same hot mess girl that spills stuff and does this and that, you know, whatever. Like, none of that has changed. But I have felt it. I have felt the guard. I have felt the wall. And I don't want to feel that anymore, okay? I want to let y'all in where I can let you in, when I can let you in. I want you guys to know that you're not alone. If you're having a hard time, having a hard day, a hard month, a hard year, there's so many other ladies, right? This community right here is proof of that. There are so many ladies that we all may be from different parts of the country, different ages, different stages of life, right? But most of you that follow me here are Christian as well. And if you're not, that's fine. But I know a lot of people are. So when you come together, you kind of have these common things. It's like there's power in that. There's power in community. There's power in connection. There's power in just knowing that you're not alone. Oh, that makes me feel good. Terry says she hasn't noticed anything. Well, I mean, you hate to say like fake it till you make it. Like, not that I'm being fake, but there's definitely been days, you guys, where I have commitments, right? Like, I have certain things that if I'm going to be live on a Tuesday in the DC, it does not matter how bad of a day I've had or what happened the day before. I'm showing up for them. And there have been times where it's been like, tears, dry them up, go live, you know? And I know y'all are here for joy and you're here for all of that stuff, but I'm giving myself permission to show up as I am and where I am, and just knowing that y'all will meet me where I am. And that is going to be, you know, great and whatever some days, and then other days it may not be. And I think that's okay, you know, but it's been hard to show up as my best self at many times. So thank you guys. Y'all are so sweet. And I know you're here for me. And I know I know how sweet and understanding you are. And, you know, y'all, and that is one thing. I have several things that have been steady in my life this year. And you guys are one of those things, right? Like, and I know this because there's been so many things over the years where I have had to come to you guys to tell you guys about this and that happened, or ask for grace during this, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And there's never been a time where I have felt like you guys have just turned the other cheek and whatever. Y'all are some of the most loving and loyal and supportive and just amazing people that I know. And you're the heartbeat of this community. And I would not be able to wake up every single day and, oh, Stacey Haynes, it's so good to see you on here. Thank you, friend. I wouldn't be able to wake up every day and continue to do this day after day if it weren't for y'all, and if it weren't for the fact that I just truly do love what I do. And I've been thinking a lot about 2026. Stacey Haynes, I'm probably going to need a word of the year sign from you. So I'll be in touch. But y'all know I've got a little word of the year from Stacey, Anchored Soul Designs. Every year she's made me a word of the year sign, which, Stacey, could you make me one that says balance and then cross out the balance and put pivot? Because that's what I need for 2025. I went into 2025 thinking balance was my word of the year. And then God was like, no, girl, pivot. Pivot is your word of the year. Oh, Melanie. Hello, hello, my friend. You're going to be reading Melanie's story in my book. Spoiler alert, Melanie. You're making it in the book for sure. Oh, thank you, Melanie. But anyways, you know, the word ended up being pivot. But I've learned a lot in those pivots, y'all, because one thing about me, I'm a planner. And I'm a planner. And then this year has shown me, you may have plans, but again, God's the author of your story, and he's going to direct your path, right? And so there's been a lot of letting go for me. There's been a lot of relinquishing control, relinquishing whatever. And so, thank you, Lisa. Yes, pivoting does help create balance. And I will say, thank you for saying that, because that's a good thing to kind of speak on. Through these pivots, I think I'm just realizing this actually fully. I've realized it a little bit. I think I have created more balance. And I think it has shown me what's most important to me. I've always known what's most important to me. You know, God, my family, friends, y'all. Like, I know the things that are important, but it has caused me to slow down. It's caused me to reevaluate and to look within and to turn to prayer more than I ever have, and to adjust and tweak. And it's caused all of that, which I think in turn, I think it has helped me find more balance. I really do. And I hadn't really looked at it that way, but I think that is a good way to look at it, you know, because it's not how I thought I was going to find balance. Oh yeah, I think a lot of people are having the year of the pivots for sure. I'm probably not the only one over here talking about pivots, you know. But you know, how I thought I was going to find balance is definitely different than how I am finding it. And I'm still feeling very pulled towards that balance. And I talk about balance in the book too, because it's something I think is almost impossible to perfect, but it's something we can always, you know, work towards and strive for. But I do think that maybe these pivots have helped me and caused me to slow down and to keep my eyes focused on what's most important and find the balance. But as I look into, what's the next year? 2026. Hold on. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. I really appreciate it. Already, I feel so much better. I cannot tell you this weight that I felt since I woke up. I mean, I've been feeling a weight, you know, all year, but this morning, the weight was like, I couldn't get any work done because I was so weighed down by it. And so like feeling led to just come on and chat with you guys. So thank you for being here. But as I pray about next year and I pray about my word of the year, let me know, do you guys pick a word of the year? It's something I've done for years. I love doing that. I love to set goals, but I'm not a big New Year's resolution person because let's face it, every year I'm like, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to do that. Like, whatever. So I don't do those as much, but the word of the year is something that I just pray on every year. And a lot of times the word just comes to me. And this year that happened. I literally said a prayer one night. I'm like, God, like I need a sign. I need something to tell me what,